Welcome to the BlockTalk Africa show powered by Binance. My name is Mumo. I am your host. And on this show, we talk all things crypto, blockchain, and the future of money. Last week, we talked about how to be able to set up a Binance account. And in this episode, we have a brand new guest with us where we are going to talk about how to be able to keep yourself secure and avoiding of scams. And if you need a Binance account today, make sure you go to binance.com and put the invite code KISSFM. I have a special gift for the first 500 of you that use that code. You will get 100 shillings onto your Binance account. Make sure to follow us on our social media platforms at Binance Africa. And we get into the show today. Karibu sana.
Thanks so
Tell
much.
us who you are, what do you do?
So thanks for having me here today.
Yeah.
And I am Anthony, but most of you know me as Hustler Diaries. So that is my social platforms on YouTube, Twitter, and also on Telegram.
Okay.
Yep.
So what does Hustler Diaries do in the crypto space? Or actually, what does Anthony do, first of all, before we get into Hustler Diaries?
So most of you don't know this, but I started off as a chef. So I'm actually a trained chef, but that ended during the COVID time.
Yeah.
So I had to search for another hustle, and the best way, which was already doing passively,
Yeah.
was to go as a freelancer. So I started off my freelancing journey through airdrops, and the first one was a smart contract, and it made me quite a huge sum, but later on I didn't know how to invest it. So I got a couple of hiccups on the way.
Yeah.
And I also invested in farming through the money that I got from the smart contract.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a mistake because I was still new into farming, and yeah, it was all washed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Our crypto tip of the week is to make sure to always be paranoid. If there is an offer that is too good to be true, it most likely isn't. So when you're getting into the space, one of the things that we always advise is to do your own research. There are offers that seem unbelievable in this space, and their main reason that they exist is so that they can be able to get access to your wallet, get access to your funds. And the problem is, especially for any transactions that you do in the decentralized space, there's no other place that you can go to get any recourse. So make sure that you're always careful before you do any transaction. Have you ever been scammed yourself?
yeah, sure.
And what experience, if you're okay with sharing, tell us a little about what happened there.
Yeah, sure. So, as I said, I started off with a smart contract, but actually there was another platform that actually you are to watch videos, then you earn from those videos. You are paid through cryptocurrency or any other platforms like PayPal.
Yeah.
So I preferred crypto, and so from the first investment that I made, that was my own money.
Yeah.
But when I got some profits, I decided to top up to buy another package from the platform.
Yeah.
And I actually borrowed it from my own parent. And I don't know if it was my bad luck or something.
Yeah.
Because immediately I bought the package, the platform actually got closed the same week.
Yeah.
So that was the first time that I lost a huge sum of money. So I wanted to find a way to repay that amount back to my parent as fast as possible, because I was given, I think, a month. So I had around 3 weeks to do that.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into another smart contract. And it actually built me from there on, because I learned how to build an app, not actually through coding, but I used another platform to create it just by having a template.
Yeah. I know we've talked a little about phishing attacks because that's one of the scams that exist in this particular space. Do you have any advice on how people can be able to stop things like phishing attacks? from the experience, actually from the story that you've just told us,
Yeah, yeah.
what are some of the things that you could have done so that you avoid something like that happening to you?
So actually, there are a couple of things that you can do. And first of all, in order to avoid phishing scams, start by double checking the email address.
Yeah.
So you might notice that there are a couple of scam sites that offer you temporary email accounts.
Yeah.
So first of all, check the email address that you're getting it from. So if there's a platform, like I have my own website, which is hustlerdiaries.com. So if I want to send you an email, I have an email that starts with, let's say, like business@hustlerdiaries.com. So if you are getting an email from, let's say, a website that wants to offer you a partnership,
Yeah.
first of all, check if the email links to that official website.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't, then that is a phishing email. And secondly, also check for the HTTPS before the link to that website. So, but some of the websites actually use HTTPS, but for the scam sites, they only have HTTP. So the HTTPS helps you to have protection on that website. And thirdly, stop clicking on advertisements that you get from maybe your apps or even such websites that you get crypto information from.
Yeah.
Because most of them either are phishing ads or they will lead you to a place different from what you're expecting. And fourth and last, I've actually seen this on YouTube. There are a couple of ads that impersonate certain individuals, like personalities, public personalities. So when they impersonate these people, they ask you to invest in these platforms.
Yeah.
So if you can avoid those ads, try as much as possible. Yeah.
If we are in the space, are there any other types of crypto scams that you've seen and even had people have gone through in the space?
So actually, right now they've actually advanced
Yeah.
those crypto scams. There are a couple, and first of all, the one that is most common are rug pulls that you normally see day to day.
Yeah.
And some of these are pump and dump.
Okay.
So you might see a group of individuals hyping a token. You might see it on social platforms or even on your own platform, actually. Like basically, for me, I have also a Facebook group.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing a couple of posts, but I don't approve all of them because I know from my own experience that these are scams. So apart from rug pulls, we also have.
So a rug pull, just for the people who are listening, explain that a little more. How would you classify a rug pull?
So basically, a rug pull is a token that has been launched by a team whose main intention is to hype the token,
Yeah.
get you invested into it. Then from there, they'll remove the liquidity
Yeah.
and basically steal your money
Yeah.
because from the market cap of the coin, that is you and I who have built it through our own investments. So most of these are meme coins that don't actually have any utility.
Yeah.
They just have maybe following up on a trend. So maybe an election.
Yeah.
So from there, they get the popular vote, and people decide to invest in it.
Yes.
And if you have not done your due diligence to research on that token, then most likely, when you just click away from the site that you are checking the token, when you come back, you'll get to see that the token is back to zero.
Yeah.
And these are more common. They are more common than the actual tokens that have utility today. So, and I believe if you're using centralized exchanges, they do their own due diligence before listing these tokens.
Yeah.
So most of these rug pulls, you'll find them in decentralized platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think one that I've seen as well, just to add, is on Telegram, someone has one that is extremely similar to a popular project.
Yeah.
And
Copycats.
then, yeah, you'll find it probably has like 20,000 followers and things like that, which I don't know if they buy or not. But when you connect your wallet to that particular phishing one, anytime you try and do a transaction, instead of the transaction going through, it actually wipes out all the balance that you have in your wallet. And that is something that people need to be careful about.
Exactly.
Which site you connect your wallet to.
Yeah.
And especially if you're connecting a wallet that is connected to the internet, always just put enough money to do that transaction that is needed there. If you're not sure, or even if you're sure, just put like just the balance that would be required
Yeah.
without putting any more, just in case.
Exactly.
Right? And then you put all your money, the rest of the savings that you have in a cold wallet where you're able to keep it a bit safer.
Exactly.
So there are scams where you're required to share your private key.
Yeah.
Why is this not advisable, the sharing of the private key? And how can people be able to keep their private keys secure?
So I'm glad that you asked that, because when I was starting off in my crypto journey,
Yeah.
I had a huge following on Facebook
Yeah.
that actually relied on me to relay the right information to them, to relay the right information to them.
Yeah.
So there's a time that when we were working on the smart contract, so we had to use Trust Wallet.
Yeah.
And a couple of members of my platform got, let's say, scammed because there was another identical platform that looked like Trust Wallet. So they could maybe tag you on a post,
Yeah.
then tell you that you have won a certain amount, a giveaway.
Yeah.
And in order to claim it, you needed to log into your Trust Wallet. So you needed to input your private keys. That was the 12 phrases.
Yeah.
And from there on, instead of logging into your Trust Wallet, you're actually sending them your own private keys.
Yeah.
And in just a couple of minutes, when you go back to your own wallet, you'll find that all your assets have already been transferred.
Yeah.
And that's because they have full access to your wallet, and that's through your private keys.
Yeah.
So most of these decentralized platforms require you to have private keys, but you'll find that in centralized platforms, exchanges actually, you can just create your account directly with your email and just store your assets from there.
Yeah.
You don't actually need to like store your own private keys. Yeah.
Our Binance feature of the week is the Binance Web3 wallet. This is a wallet that is powered by Binance, and you can actually find it on the same app as the main Binance app. But here you get access to decentralized finance, and this is a completely independent wallet where you can be able to buy any single crypto that is accessible on the decentralized finance space. Then the first thing that you'll need to do when you get this Binance wallet is you will get a 12-word secret phrase. This is known as a private key. Make sure that you write it down in a secure place where people cannot be able to get access to it. Because when someone has these 12 words, they have access to your account. So I want to know some of the things that I can look out for to find out if a website is genuine or it is fake.
So in terms of getting scammed.
Yes.
So personally, before, let's take an example of an exchange. So there have been a couple of exchanges, and there are also others coming up, and I see them every day on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I won't actually mention them, but there are some that just add an extra word to your normal exchange. So maybe if you have Binance, maybe they just add an E. So you have Binance E. Then they tell you that you need to log into this platform.
Yeah.
So first of all, check if that is the official link
Yeah.
to your exchange. And secondly, you should check the social platforms that link to that exchange,
Yeah.
so to say. So if, like, let's say Binance, they also have an X account. So you can go to their X account and check if they have linked the exact URL to their website.
Yeah.
So if you want to log into your Binance account, don't just go directly to that phishing link and start logging in.
Yeah.
First, cross-check it with their social platforms. And you'll also see a couple of discrepancies, like spellings on the exchange, the website that you want to log into. So if you see such mistakes that have been made, then just do your research. Don't always be in a rush when trying to log in. And again, I would highly suggest that you have a two-factor authentication. Yeah, because two-factor gives you an extra layer of protection.
Okay.
Not just your password, but now you get an extra layer of protection through your getting a verification code to your email or your phone number, and it actually helps a lot. Yeah.
So, say we have tried to keep ourselves secure and something has happened. Now your crypto has been stolen. Is there a possibility to probably get your crypto back?
Logically, it's quite impossible, and especially for the Web3 wallets.
Yeah.
So these are the wallets that you have full custody of. But for the centralized, from past experiences, I've seen that nowadays these centralized exchanges need to have a reserve, a proof of reserve. So in case maybe it's not your fault and it's the exchange fault that you have lost your funds, then there's a possibility of you getting back your funds. But let's say if I'm the one at fault, I sent to the wrong address. Maybe I didn't cross-check the address and maybe misspelled the entire address.
Yeah.
So then I lost my funds. That will be highly impossible for you to get back, for me to get back my funds.
Yeah. If you were talking today to a very new person in the crypto space, what advice would you give them so that they can make sure that the transactions that they are doing are secure on the platform?
Okay. So as I said before, in the practicality that you lose your funds, and on centralized exchanges we have the proof of reserves. So the proof of reserves are a security measure that have been placed by these centralized exchanges like Binance. So in the possibility that there has been, let's say, a hack on the platform and you lost your funds, then you are, let's say, quote unquote, insured to get back your funds. But this is not always the case, and most of the people confuse it when they lose money from their account, but it was their own mistake.
Yeah.
So I believe in order for you to get back, or in order for you to be insured, there are rules for that, and one of them is that you should not that the mistake should be on the side of the exchange. Yeah, not on your side.
Yeah.
So if you sent it to the wrong address and you know that crypto is irreversible, if you send it, there's no way for you to reverse that transaction.
Yeah.
So most likely you'll not be insured to get back your amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for taking time to educate us about security as well.
Always a
And we are
pleasure.
glad to have had you on the episodes.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time. And that has been Hustler Diaries. His name is Tony,
Yep.
talking to us about security and how to be able to avoid scams in the crypto space. Next week, we are going to talk about Binance Academy, how you can be able to get onto the platform and learn about how to use the Binance platform. If you haven't yet gotten a Binance account, the thing that you need to do is make sure that you go to binance.com and sign up for a Binance account. Use the referral code KISSFM. And for the first 500 of you who do that, there's a special gift of 100 shillings that will be added onto your spot wallet. My name is Momo, and this is a BlockTalk Africa show. I'll see you guys in the next episode.